Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well today. Don't know what my cat wants. She's staring at me. Probably wants water. So hopefully everybody is doing well tonight. So it is contest night. So those people who who share or whatnot, the live. Sorry, I completely forgot what I'm supposed to say. Anyway, if anybody's following the live, I'll throw you into a big pot there, and we'll see who can win one or two of our prizes, which is basically a free read, a free 45-minute read. So hopefully, one of the lucky people will get that. So let's see who we have here today so far. Mary is Cisco related to you? Cisco Painter and Mary Painter. Just wondered. Anyway, so plus we've had a few people come on live recently that tried to scam you or ask you to send them their DMs to get a free reading or something. So just ignore them. I am going to try and cancel them as I see them. So we'll see what's going on. Okay, I just realized that this was shut off. Okay, let me just see here. Can everybody hear me now? Hear me better? Let's see. Settings. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, so yeah, my microphone was disconnected there. Okay. Okay, so let's start from here now that I'm actually working. I should check these things out before. Just waiting for people to come in. See who I can pick here. Okay, so Anne Iva. Yeah, romance. Just listen to your spirit guide. Bit of a joker when he needs to be.
So the first thing I'm kind of getting from your spirit guide is it's kind of time for you to not focus on relationships or romance. And there is one that's coming behind you, somebody from a past life, but it's more of him saying that if you focus more on making yourself stable in the sense of money wise and happy wise and whatnot, and you don't focus on relationships, then the relationship will come. But saying that, he's kind of pointing out that maybe about a year or 8 months, you're going to find somebody, but it's not going to be a relationship for at least a year and a half. So it's something like you're going to meet him as a friend and then kind of evolve into that kind of way. I just see this person may have like attachment to somebody or to a family. Maybe I'm not saying maybe they might be divorced or whatever, but I just kind of get a feeling that he's got kids or something on the side that he's got to deal with first before he can make it a full thing for you. But in the end, I think that you're going to be well done by this person. So, yeah. So, anyway, I don't feel that you're going to get somebody like tomorrow, but in a bit of time, as you focus on your own stuff, then you'll meet the person. When you focus on trying to find a relationship, sometimes we don't see the person that it's supposed to be with because we're focusing on too much on the wrong thing. Anyway, thanks for coming tonight. I hope that helps. Let's try that. Nicole Simpkins. At 8:47. Your father. I see a man standing beside you. He's kind of like taking a deep breath and as if he's getting ready to talk. Either that he's indicating that he might have had trouble breathing before he passed. And the one thing that I'm getting from him and from the cards, it's all about money right now. At least the cards are, and he's kind of hinting that too. And there's just a sense from him, it's just time for you to contemplate money as work or whatnot. Certainly because new money's going to come in that's going to make you comfortable. But I'm also getting a kind of a feeling that don't give money away. Don't give money away, or perhaps somebody's going to ask you for money and just don't do it. He also wants you to know that he's been watching in your house and just kind of feels that there's a bit of negativity in there, and it's things that need to be kind of fixed up before you're truly happy. But he also says that he's very proud of you. He says he feels you're going in the right direction, and that he kind of helps you and guides you in ways that perhaps you're not quite aware of. And he certainly leaves you notices around the house, things being moved, coins and whatnot. But he's leaving you kind of messages around that he is there. And I just kind of feel that, when he says you're really anxious, he puts his hand on your shoulder to kind of calm you down. And so sometimes when you're anxious and then all of a sudden you feel really calm, that's just him saying, hey, it's not that big of a deal. He says, sometimes you just make things a bit bigger than they actually are. So, it puts his hand on your shoulders and kind of telling you, you know what, you got to take a bit of time to go out, get away from the situation, think about it, and see, is it really that serious? But again, he just wants you to know that if you're worried about money, then it's gonna be okay. Just don't overspend on things, and enjoy life rather than stressing yourself out about life. He says, okay, well, I'll see you at the dinner table. And he just left. So anyway, so I hope that helps in some way. Yes, for Nicole, and thank you for coming tonight. It is dad night. Let's see. We're at 12:40. Okay, so through your spirit guide, I'm kind of feeling that there's a well, the first thing I'm seeing through the mail is that he's kind of like pointing at a young child and kind of smiling. So, kind of pointing out, saying, this might be a child that's coming. Either you're pregnant or somebody around you may become pregnant soon. But it's kind of like a message from him saying that somewhere in the near future that somebody may either get pregnant or is pregnant. Which will give you kind of a change in living environment for you. I also see boxes being, put together or being filled. So I'm not sure if you're planning a move or thinking of moving. But, with him, he's saying that there's going to be time for you to use your creativity. Really like you to go back to your creative side. Finding that spot that you're always happy with. And he knows there's a lot of times when you use your creativity, other people didn't like it and you kind of gave up on it, but he says it's time to go back to that. He didn't really, he tried to support you in some things, but other things he didn't help you with. And he's kind of hoping that he can help you with that now. We also have, him saying that you need to kind of step back and take care of the stuff that's going on within you and around you. We call it self-care. It says, look at what you're eating, look at what you're doing, get a bit of exercise in, and not focus so much at helping other people do this. Just think of yourself every once in a while. But in the end, he's just saying that there's good things coming your way. He says there's always negative things. There's going to be a negative thing coming up where you're going to be worried about somebody. But he says it's nothing special or nothing too big. Somebody might get injured, might find something about themselves. But he says there's really not a lot to worry about that. It's just going to cause people to worry. And I keep hearing knocking, so I don't know if he's knocking on the wall every once in a while for you, but he just wants you to know he's there to protect you, so don't worry too much about that. Anyway, so that's all I have for you from him, and I hope that helped in some way. Thank you for coming. Okay, so next. How are they singing? Okay. Okay, so the first thing I'm kind of told for you is that over the next little while, and probably over the next 6 months or so, there's going to be kind of conflict around you. And I'm not sure if you have a partner or if, if somebody around you, that's just going to cause you to give you a bit of stress and anger. But this is not a long-term thing. It's, whether you break up with people or not, or, you're angry at somebody, once you resolve it, then it goes away pretty fast. Judging from the cards, though, I see you, working hard for your money and being more successful in that area. And especially learning to, learn new things and being accepting of new things. That's what I'm hearing. But there's also a new addition to the family coming. And when they mention a new addition to the family, whether it's a child or an animal, it's a new addition to the family. But it's just going to be moving you into much more of a positive aspect of your life. I just get the feeling right now there's a bit of underlying negativity. And so as you move towards that and make your honest decisions on being happy, you'll find that happiness as you get rid of the negativity. It's just a matter of grabbing yourself and saying, okay, I'm done. I want to be happy. I know it's a hard thing to do. I can say that to as many people as I want, and it's actually a hard thing to do. But that's the message I'm kind of getting for you, is if you move towards that kind of phase in your life, then you'll find you'll heal yourself, and then you'll be able to heal other people. Anyway, I hope that helps. Thank you for coming, Holly. Let's see. Hide that. Let's go down to the bottom. Okay, so Elisa Blackburn. Okay. Okay. Okay, so sorry. Sometimes the cards take a little bit longer for some reason. Maybe they're trying to make up their mind. Who knows? So your mom. So the one thing I'm getting from your mother is that there's going to be a sharp turn in about 4 months for you. That's going to kind of guide you in the place that you want to be. I certainly see here the Lover's card. And the Lover's card usually means an increase in romance, or if you don't have a romance, then a new one coming in. But she's saying that you're going to be able to achieve the things that you've been wanting to achieve and been waiting to achieve. She says, you have a list of things on your book, on your table of projects you've wanted to do, or go traveling or whatnot. The thing is, she says that you have to be a little bit more creative as you make your decisions, and look outside the box, reduce your emotions so that you have clarity through emotions. And as most spirits say, find the time to be by yourself and think, because when you're alone and you think, then that's when you'll get the ideas and thoughts. Spiritually, she says you're going to have all kinds of new adventures spiritually. Your abilities will grow up, or grow out, I should say. And you're going to be very powerful girl. But she says, you just got to put the foot forward, and you kind of feel that you don't know where to go, because perhaps you may be afraid of going to where you want to go. So, sometimes you have to be afraid of failing before you actually succeed. So she says, put that in your hands. Be afraid. Don't be afraid to move forward. Don't be afraid to fail. Because you'll always have her to help you. Anyway, so she says that just says when you feel really, really depressed or whatnot, she's there to touch you, and she holds you to make sure that you don't get really depressed. And but she says you're being supported by a lot of family on the other side, so don't think that you are alone. You're not. So take the chance. Anyway, that's all I have for you. Hopefully that helps you in some way. Okay, Rachel Curran. So this is at 2519. Okay, so the first thing I'm feeling is that there's an older gentleman that's kind of following you, and I feel that every once in a while he holds your hands and says that he's guiding you to where you want to be. Sometimes, when spirits hold our hands, there we feel like a little electricity, as if sometimes we'll say, hey, I kind of get that feeling in your palm saying, oh, I'm going to get money. that's usually a spirit holding your hand. So one of the things I just feel with you is that there's going to be a shift in the people around you. Just that there's getting the message from this person that you're getting a lot of negativity towards you, and maybe time for you to look at that, where that negativity is coming from, and say it's time to cut that spot off. Says it's like a cancer. He says, when you have somebody that's always negative, it's time to get rid of the cancer and invite the healing energy. And he also says, that you have to be aware of something to do with your left leg. So he says, if you get sore, don't just let it go. Just, pay some attention to it. Otherwise, he says, upcoming, he sees you, coming to the top of the hill. And once you come to the top of the hill, then you just keep going. There's no downward from there. So he says, you're going to have a good life. He says, you're moving forward. You're going to be okay. And you're certainly going to be enjoying life. Just with this kind of negativity, says you have to step out of emotions and you have to look at it logically and not look at it as how it's hurting you. And he says you got to look at how what is the result if it's positive to you. But he says, everybody figures it out, so he'll help you with that. Anyway. So I hope that helps in some way or form. And thanks for coming tonight. Did it just disappear? No, don't know. Yeah, I'm still here. Okay, so can you guys confirm that I'm still talking to you guys, or have I disappeared? Just, can you still hear me or hear me talk? So this one here says, oh yeah. Okay, so if so if everybody, if you guys like what I'm doing, please follow our page or YouTube, as we are connected to YouTube as well. Um, so I just saw somebody here. Okay, Patricia Carey. Mhm. 32. Mhm. Okay, so we love a reading on relationship and health issues. Okay, so the first part on relationship, the first card kind of shows me, the cards for that show me that if you're in a relationship, there's going to be some emotional conflicts going on. And also see the card right beside it saying new starts. If you want one, that just means that there's going to be a little up and downs when it comes to relationships over the next while, and maybe even to the point of, if you're in a relationship, it's going to need some work. And to get kind of an answer for that, it's kind of time for, like I had the last person, where you have to kind of take the walk and see, what is good for me and what's not good for me. If you're looking for the relationship, the cards on the other side are saying, well, as a good relationship, would be one coming, but I don't have a time frame for that. Spiritually, there health wise. Look at the cards. Uh, in spirituality, just listen to your own spirituality, and you'll get the answers there within yourself. Health wise, though, I don't. I'm not seeing. I'm just kind of seeing a lot of. I don't even know what the word would be. Anyway, so the end result of health wise, there's the stuck in a situation here, and focusing on yourself, which could be the health issues or whatnot. But I'm also seeing at the end of the cards, where you're going to have contentment and freedom to do what you want to do. So health wise, if you're going through something, or something's going to start, the end result is that everything is going to be okay, because I do see the lady standing behind you and giving me the number 92, which usually indicates that's about the time where you may end up living to. And she also is pointing to a child that she's taking care of as well. So that's somebody who's passed on the other side. But health wise, yes, I think you're going to have a bit of health issues. And those are things that you may be worried about or stressed out about. But it might be also, if you're having issues with relationships or whatnot, then that stress on there may also diminish your ability to heal stuff. So it'll just drag on longer than it should. But in the end, I think everything will turn out okay. Time will kind of heal things, right? So I hope that helps in some way. So And go back up here because I missed somebody. I saw somebody here that I wanted to see. Melissa Cousins. Okay, so the first thing that comes up in the cards here is that we're going to have either change in work, promotion, shift over, something like that. But there's if you don't have a job, just means you're going to have a new job. But this certainly is, working for your money and whatnot and being happy in that position. And being very creative about it as well. Sometimes, we're told we have to do something one way, but perhaps going through our creativity, we can find another solution that's faster. And just solving issues around you, just using that creativity. Sometimes if you have issues with people around you, sometimes it's just let's go for a walk and figure out how to deal with this instead of yelling and screaming. It's also time for you to use your high wisdom spiritual to help other people. Being a strong healer, you may be drawn to use more spirituality or have people drawn to you to ask you for advice. But it's all going to be for you to enable yourself and for you to move forward and do things. On the other side, we also have here the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is also about getting rid of stress or going through a level of stress again, and that's when you need your creativity or the the ability to be able to walk away with minor anger and using your healing ability to deal with things. So yes, you're going to be moving forward and you're going to be doing good, but there's going to be a little bit of stress on the side that's going to also give you some stress, and it's just a matter of dealing with it so that you can stay happy. Anyway, so I hope that makes sense to you. You take care and thank you for coming. Who's next? I must have lost my YouTube because there's nobody here from YouTube. Weird. Okay. Patty with the long name. So Ewansenberger. Sorry if I butchered that. Ewansen. I don't know if that's a German name, but certainly seems to talk that way. Okay. Will you be able to retire? So the answer to that is pretty yes and no. So, I'm being told by your spirit guide, yes, you will be able to retire from where you are working or what you want to do. And then you'll be able to take time to, deal with issues or deal with stuff. However, at the same time, he says that you're going to be dealing with a bit of family issues and kind of, I don't know if your parents are still around because there's a female standing behind you and tapping you on the head. But it's really feeling that almost like, yes, you are going to retire, but at the same time, you're not going to really retire because you'll be dealing with people, you'll be dealing with family members. And it's just going to kind of give you kind of a stress more than work. So at times you're going to wish that you were back at work. So the laughter is more of, yes, you are going to retire and you're going to be able to do what you want to, but you're going to be, for the first bit anyways, be able to have to deal with issues within the family. Especially when I had the card here saying taking care of a family member. So there might be somebody that you'll need to have some, pay attention to. But at the end card just says you will achieve what you want to achieve, which is probably the retirement and going out and do things. So the answer is kind of yes plus no. And you probably wanted a distinct answer, but it's kind of their answer saying, yes, you'll be able to retire, but you're going to have stuff to do once you retire that's going to wish you not to have retired. I'm also kind of being told that you may be asked to come back. Again, probably your decision. But sometimes they ask you to come back to, teach people, or if it's just something only you knew how to do, then, come back and fix things. But anyway, so I hope that helped you in some way. Yeah. Take care. Okay, let's move down the line here. Eliane. So your spirit guide is telling me you actually have 3 family members around you that you probably would recognize. So the 2 females, actually 4. There's the 2 females, which I feel are your mother, your grandmother. There's an older gentleman as well, but there's also a young child there as well. I'm not quite sure who that young child is. Let's see if we can find an answer to that. I usually tell people, if you want to know if family members are around you, if you sit there and you suddenly think of somebody for no apparent reason, that's when you know that they're starting to talk to you, or they're around you. Anytime you think of past loved ones and you say the word why, it's usually a sign that somebody else started the conversation. So, again, I think it's your mother saying that she did hear you say goodbye. She was very, she's very happy to be part of your life. She does say that, over the next little while that you're going to have a little chance to have celebration with family, and one of the things is going to be a time for family to get back together. So the other child I'm seeing there is supposed to be a sibling to you that your mother had a miscarriage with. So you have a sibling on the other side as well. But this family celebration is also her holding a baby. So I don't know if somebody in the family, not necessarily you on the side or whatnot, is probably going to have a baby. Just put a thumbs up when I said it. But he says, it's just time for you to stop worrying about so many people and start going out, enjoying life, go to the beach, take a bit of a trip. Go with a heart of relationships. And then she says, just as long as you don't, the people around you have to be 50-50, even friends and whatnot, you have to make sure they're 50-50 if you're being taken, I forgot the word. Anyway, so if anybody's running over you, then just get rid of them. And she says you also need to clean a bit better too. They always joke about that. It's not necessarily criticism. They always joke with that statement. But she says she takes you out of your body at night, so you may have dreams of her and conversations with her when you're dreaming, and it's just her way of saying, "Yeah, I'm still around." So she loves you. She wants you to know that everything's on the path for you, that she's watching, and she'll let you know when there's a wrong path that you're on, and you'll know the difference. You'll know that you don't feel right. You don't feel like something's wrong, and that means it's on the wrong path, and she'll let you know. So she says, "Trust me, I'll let you down the correct path." And she says, "Oh, love you," and then she's gone. Yeah, so I hope that helps. Thank you for coming tonight. Dun-dun. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Marty Seal. Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the first thing I have is I have a female standing there, and she's pointing to a male that's also saying that he's part of the family. There's an older gentleman there that she says is a grandfather. I'm assuming she's probably a grandmother. She's got a couple of young kids at her feet. The one thing she says is that there's a lot of people that are supporting you right now from the spiritual world. There's apparently the 18 family members that are around you. She says, no, you don't have to make meals for them, but they're all in the house and watching you. And sometimes you might feel like you're being watched. But these are all people that have come to you and with, I don't know what's going on, but she says in support and and certainly moving forward with something to move you a bit faster in a happier lane. It's almost like she says, oh, you kind of bumped out of the lane and now you're, trying to get back on the lane, and they're helping you get back into it. On one side, I'm seeing from the cards and from her that there's some negativity coming around you or is around you. Certainly some conflicts and, some perhaps a loss of a friend or somebody that you're missing recently. And she says, whoever this friend is, she says that so somebody that was lost. But she says, don't worry about anybody that is lost. They're all taken care of. Maybe it's a cousin of yours. I'm not sure. But anyway, she says, don't worry about that. So she's focusing on you. And she says, it's time for you to sit down and say, it's time to go on my own path and not worry about other people. She shows you perhaps taking a trip, make an adventure of something so that something you can look forward to, as well as developing full confidence within yourself when it comes to work or career or whatnot. She says you're a very, very intelligent kid, and but sometimes you just lack that confidence to take that next step. It says, sometimes you may think that taking the next step, people will consider you being more of a aggressive, in a different word than what she's using. But sometimes with women, you really have to kind of make that step, and then after that, modify it. But she loves you, and she wants you to know that she's very proud of you, and she'll be proud of whatever you do, other than murdering somebody. I don't know why she said that. Anyway, she laughed, so I'm assuming that was just a joke. She says, take time to breathe, take time to walk, and just make sure that you don't think that everything is against you. It's just a perception. Look the other perception, you'll see that you're in the middle of a conversation or of a path between two people, and that you feel you're being attacked, but it's actually the two people fighting themselves. Sorry about that. Anyway, she says, take care, and yeah. So she says, take care, and we'll see you tonight. So that was for Marty Brown. So thank you for coming. Okay, everyone, that's it for me tonight. I've kind of run out of time. So I will be posting some of the winners tonight, or the two winners tonight. And they'll be posted on Facebook, and then we'll see who's the good winner. So take care, everybody, and hopefully we'll see you next time.